Hey guys, so you want to boost your pipeline, but you work with Blender. And Datasmith is not available as an add-on for Blender. You can see all the software here that uses that it's compatible with Datasmith and no sign of Blender. So what do you do? And luckily, Blender has this file format USD to export from Blender. And what is USD? This was developed by Pixar itself, and it's a you just need to know that it's a file format that allows you to transfer data such as geometry, materials, animations, lightings, etc. And this is great news because this will save you lots of time if you got a project already done in Blender, or if you prefer to work first in Blender and do you know how to set up all the materials, you prefer to do it this way, well, you can do it with this file format. And I'm also going to leave the link for this to this website, openusd.org, so you can see some tutorials here. There is it's like definition, terminologies, and documentation if you want to deep dive into the USD formats. So I got this file from this, just looking online, and Architecture Topics made a tutorial with these assets here. So I just choose to use this one for this example. And thank you to Architecture Topics to provide this for free. So I got here the project. This is the top view, and all looking great. All the sofas and chairs and the table. If I go into render mode, this might take a while, but you can see here there's some materials applied already, so everything is ready to render. And one thing I'm noticing is that I can't see spots and probably the ceiling as well. So I'm just gonna look for it. I think it's this in here, and then the spots. So got all of my assets here, and I can even select my light. In fact, let's select all with A. And I'm going to go into File, Export, and then look for this universal scene description. I'm gonna place it here on my desktop, and then I'm just gonna go into selection only. There is no animation or hair in here, and everything else I can leave it as it is and the name of the file. So this is going to take a little bit just to process that, and that is done. So on Unreal, I already opened my testing project. I want you to go into plugins, look for a plugin called USD. I've got this enabled already, but it wasn't enabled. So when you enable, it can ask you to restart. So you restart the project and then enter in here. So I'm on my main level, and I'm going to go into Windows and look for this USD stage on virtual production. That's gonna open. I mean, it might open like that for you. So I'm just gonna drag it here and place it in there. Then I'm going to go here and open, and I'm gonna select my interior living space pack. It asks you, this project has no default USD asset cache set, so well, we can create a new one just in case it's needed. And I'm gonna put this into a folder called import. Yeah, you can give it any name you want. Don't worry, this is going to load all my assets into Unreal. Okay, so it took less than 5 seconds to bring all of it, but as you can see, now I can see all these assets in here. Even the lighting is here. And I think even my camera is here. This camera there. So the ones that it is on Blender. I'm gonna get rid of this floor. I'm gonna go inside, and there are some materials that are not working out. So for example, the glass. So if I go into materials, instances, glass, I'm gonna bring a glass. But as you can see here, the frame is not, I mean, the material is applying to all of it. If I go into details, just leave that there, don't worry for now, it's gonna be fine. So you can see here is sort of like a blueprint type of icon. So I just go inside for my static mesh, and I can see that I only have one material. But if I go into Blender, you will see here that if I go here, there is 3 materials. So what I found is that all the materials that are not principal or like EV, I mean, this one, it's fine, it's working fine. But for example, this one, glossy BSDF or mix or anything else. I mean, I haven't tried all of them. But if it's, for example, mix shader is not gonna appear on Unreal. So I go here, just make sure that it's, this one never fails, principal BSDF. So I'm gonna apply it with that for that. Let's see if I got any other here. So let's see my fridge and how many. So I've got 1, 2, 4, and here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think that, for example, this glossy is not showing on Unreal. Screen. If I open this, let's see if I got the slot level. No, I don't have the slot name here. So I think I need to change that as well. For that is fine, and I'm gonna go and principal BSDF. And that happens with some of them. For example, this one, glossy. I'm gonna go back and select that again. And in this case, I think there are 3 materials there. And in here is working, so I'm not sure why that happens, but I think it's the way the shading is made. So all of this seems to be working fine. Principle, okay. So all of this seems that are fine. Let's see the lamp with the emissive. See if there is 2 materials with that. And there is. So emissive might be working fine. So I'm just gonna re-export this. I'm gonna press A. By the way, any change you make here, for example, you want to add more spotlights or more or any other shape, I can even, let's add a cube here. Let's just resize it, bring it up. Oh well, bring it this point here. This is just for just to show how this works. So now if I select everything, go into export, USD, so it's the same, this one here. You can overwrite textures just in case you change it. So I'm gonna export. And it's going to export the scene again. There's some errors there, but I think they are fine. I go again to USD stage and then reload. And this is going to process the USD again. Okay, now as you can see, it just took like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Now I've got my frames here available for me, so I can now bring my glass into my windows or doors, and then for the metals I can even let's see if I can. No, the only thing, I can't select all of them, so probably need to bring my metals separately. Let's see if how does it look in black. No, probably white was better, so just gonna use this for the sake of the exercise. And we haven't imported this yet. This is just some sort of preview, and you can see my cube is there as well. I can delete that cube, and you will see I've got some red lights in here, but it's not the right size, so I will need to resize this, for example on the width. So we can resize this, and then maybe to 2 should be fine. Same happened with this. We need to resize them. I'm not sure why it doesn't bring the same size for those lights, but it's not too much work to do it, so I can just do it quickly and easy. Is it 2 again? And for that as well. So is it gonna be 2? Yeah, and then increase the width all the way. Okay, I got, like I said, look at that, all the textures from my table. Even there are some glasses in here that can be used. And if I go into, for example, the floor, I go into the material here, and you got some parameters that you can always change. I think the roughness in this case not working fine, but I can increase the value of my, like brightness, and if it's metallic or not. So in this case here, so there are some parameters that you can even tweak, which is really nice. This is a workspace normals, and even some parameters here you can just tweak, and yeah, you can play with it as well. So it's already set. You got plenty to play around with it, or you can just use one of those. But first I need to import everything, and well, this is gonna save. So if I play this one, let me just do a collision here. Add a box collision. Let's save that, and then I'm gonna play. Oops, I forgot that I've got my start play here. So I've got, and then I can move freely. See, with everything that has been done in Blender, you have like already a good beginning to start with. So no need to, for example, create a material for my books in here, that vegetation there, that plants, even the sofa, this table as well. So it's quite good to have all of this already set for me. I just had to change a couple of things on the lighting. I can even change the, let's say, the temperature of it. So let's put that for 5,000, make it a little bit warmer. The same here. So same thing we do, like if it was from scratch, and then I can play with my background. I can change to, for example, that, and then maybe increase this skyline, even bring a little bit of sun there. We can increase the exposure as well, just to make it lighter, and modify this just to bring more brightness into maybe 10. Let's look at that. And this tiny bit down, and I can move down my, so okay, let's just assume that this is a good starting point. Then I can go into USD stage, and then go into actions and import. So I'm gonna look for a folder here. I'm just gonna use that import there. So I'm gonna need actors, geometry. Actors just so it is placed in the level. Geometry, there is no animations, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. Import only use materials. I think it's passive, so don't need to bring any unused materials on that. And nanite threshold, I think I'm gonna select 500,000. So everything, like it says here, for static meshes that are generated with at least this many triangles. So this is gonna enable nanite on those meshes, which is awesome to have that that filter there. I don't need to do anything else, so I'm gonna import all of it. And let's see how long this takes. So before closing this USD stage, do you want to save this layer to this? Let's save it. So as you can see, there's no more actors in here, and this is bringing everything up. Already brought all of that. So if I go into import, then I got all the textures here, which is awesome. All my static meshes. But now I need you to look at something here that you need to be careful as well. For example, if I go here on my chair, the size of these chairs is 51,000. So if I bring a chair here, it's gonna be huge, enormous. Look at that. So to avoid that type of issue, in here is fine because I'm assuming it got the transform from the, let's say from the ones I've got here, from this, what do you call this, a sort of from the object, and then this is the mesh. So just make sure that everything is on to scale. If you, for example, do what's called a Control A and apply a scale on it, just so you can reuse those assets again. In case you want to bring more, for example, if I want to bring more books in here or something, I just need to resize that. Okay, I can just keep showing you stuff here. And for example, we can change the material of our floor. And I'm gonna duplicate this, bring it. Before I do that, I'm just gonna open this material and then do it like this, and I can just copy paste this in here, and this normal as well. And there's a roughness texture as well, so we can use it here. And I can apply this now and modify my roughness if I don't want to be like that, or even don't use one at all. Let's see how this looks. Doesn't make any much of a difference, so I think I'm gonna stick with this type of there. And yeah, just like that, you can bring your project, even work with it before you import everything. And now you got a good start to any project. And this applies to every type of project from Blender. So yeah, this video was a quick one just to show you this, and we can play around this in a future project, but just wanted to let you know that this option is there for you. And if you got your project all textured in Blender and all the materials are already set, you can just use USD, and then if you need to change material here, for example, in this case I need to bring something metal there, you can always change the materials in here with the ones that you already set in Unreal. So that's it for today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.